In this candy apple tutorial, I made homemade caramel apples the Southern way. These delicious caramel apples are homemade. It's a down south caramel apple recipe from scratch in which you won't be disappointed. First, you need to insert your wooden sticks. I will show you the best caramel apple recipe that will keep your caramel so soft and chewy, but yet firm enough to dip into chocolate. Yes, I will show you how to make caramel apples dipped in chocolate. These caramel apples are not made with Peter's caramel candy, nor caramel bits. These are just good old Southern caramel apples dipped in chocolate and pecans. If you haven't made my caramel apples the Southern way, click on the video at the top of your screen on how to make these scrumptious caramel apples. This is my candy apple cleaning process with lemon juice, baking soda, and salt. My candy apple cleaning method requires 1/4 a cup of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and 1 tablespoon of salt. Bring the water to a boil. Dip your Granny Smith apples in the boiling candy apple method for 6 seconds without dipping the entire apples, since I want the green top part of the apple to show. You can see where I dip part of the apple in the candy apple cleaning method right here. After you have dried your apples and wiped them down overnight, you are ready to dip your apples. You don't have to clean your apples like this for caramel apples. You have a second option, and that's placing them in the refrigerator to get very cold for several hours or overnight, and then dip your apples. It's up to you on how you want to make your caramel apples. Just have fun and be great. I am scraping the extra caramel off the bottom of the apple so I can dip my caramel apples in chocolate. I waited about 1 to 2 minutes before dipping my apples in this delicious caramel. Now you can do that with this caramel because it firms right up pretty good and continues to stay soft and chewy. Oh, these are so good. I'm in trouble. I will continue to dip these caramel apples. This is the bottom. Look how firm that is. I just picked it right up from the silicone mat. These are good caramel apples. I am just dipping my apple in the caramel. Once I am done, I am going to melt the chocolate to dip these caramel apples in. I am not going to use any vegetable oil this time, and most people have vegetable oil to melt their chocolate. I am using Ghirardelli, and it's actually not required to use vegetable oil. So I will be melting my chocolate without the vegetable oil, which is pretty cool to have that option not to use vegetable oil or Paramount melting crystals. It just comes down to your preference, especially if you're out of vegetable oil like myself. So I am using Ghirardelli chocolate, and it's not required to use vegetable oil or the Paramount crystals. I just don't feel like going to the store right now. I'm just keeping it real. If you happen to get a bubble in your caramel, you can just pop it with a toothpick and continue to dip your apples. I am going to cover this one in chocolate anyways, so it'll be good anyways. You can wait about 30 minutes to an hour before you dip your caramel apples in the chocolate. But with this caramel recipe, you don't even have to wait that long because these firm up pretty good. And I just put the leftover caramel in a mason jar like this and use it later on. These are the instructions on how to melt your chocolate. It doesn't state you need vegetable oil or Paramount crystals or anything like that. You just need to either melt these on your stove or in the microwave. I am going to use my microwave, and it just lets you know that you can use half power or you can put them on defrost. Defrost takes too long, so I'm going to put my microwave on half power for 30 seconds, and then every 15 interval continue to stir the chocolate and then put it back in the microwave for another 15 interval until the chocolate is completely melted. My apples are too big for this measuring cup. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's because I'm hoping I can get the apples in here and dip them okay in the chocolate. But I know I'm going to have to end up putting the chocolate back in the white container and dip my apples. This apple is too big for this cup, so I will be pouring my chocolate back into the white container. This is much easier this way, and I was hoping my apples would fit okay, but it's not enough room to move them, so I will have to transfer this chocolate. I am just tapping my wrist to help some of this chocolate come off the apple. Scrape the bottom of my apple and continue to dip my caramel apples in the chocolate until I am done. You may see chocolate on the silicone mat. That's because you can try to get extra chocolate off the apple on the bottom, so you don't have extra chocolate on the bottom of your apple. For my pecans, I just put them in a sandwich bag. If you have enjoyed this chocolate caramel candy apple tutorial, make sure you stay tuned to watch my next videos right here on Candy Apple TV. I'll see you in a few seconds over in my next videos.